Hello, this is Bruce Fleet, President of Fleet Capital Management. Today is June, I think it's the 22nd. It's Wednesday, the day before the Brexit vote, the vote by England to decide if it's going to remain in or leave the EU, which is a big piece of news right now. And in this video webinar, I just wanted to go over a few pieces of technology, a couple that we are currently using, one new one. See what you think about it. This is going to be kind of an overview of technology. I'm not going to drill down too terribly deep, but I do want you to get the most out of the technology we use. Before we start, this is a live chart, daily chart of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And a couple things I just want to point out real quick before we get to the technology. You see this line here? This is called a support resistance line. When it's red, it's resistance, meaning that it bounces up against that and it's resisting going through it. If it does make it through, you'll see here that the line turns green and resistance becomes support, hopefully is what you are looking for. So in this time frame, it did break through. Support did not hold. It became resistance again. It dropped through. So that's how that line works. And it's live. Here we are. Here's today. Let me get one of my little annotation tools. Bear with me here 1 second. So here is today, what's going on the Dow. The Dow opened up pretty strong, as you can see by that line, and it hit the resistance and went right back down. Look at what happened here. It went just above and then fell back down. Here, it hit the resistance and fell back down. Here, it broke through but couldn't hold it. We can even go back as far as November, December, I think this is, of last year. Look how it was hitting the resistance. That's why this is called resistance, is it's very hard to break through. And it is very common for a market to have multiple tests. What we want to see, obviously, is we want to see a breakthrough. I thought this one was going to hold, and it didn't. And we want to see higher highs and higher lows, but it immediately, within a couple of days, just broke down. So in order to be officially back in a bull market trend, we need to break through this and have it continue to run and have our trend lines trail it, and so to speak. But we're really not in that now. As I've been saying ad nauseum, for about 15 months, we've been in a sideways market. I've shown you that before, so I won't go back now, but the market is basically where it was about a year and a half ago. So something needs to give. We're going to either break to the upside or we're going to break to the downside. If either one of them causes a trend, a real trend, this is not a trend, this is noise. If it causes a trend to happen, well, we'll get in that trend and we'll make plenty of money. I have just recently, since Monday, made a change to part of the stock selection process. Those of you in the trading account, we had some not good trades on Monday. 2 of them we sold for very small losses. One of them has a significant loss, but it's at support, so we're trying to make that money back up. I've discontinued use of that one piece of stock selection technology, and the reason is the stocks that they scan on, that piece of technology scans on, is the S&P 600, which are small cap stocks, and many of them have small volume that trades each day. I'm an institutional trader, so I have very large volume that I trade on a daily basis, and I think that is what caused a significant loss in one of the stocks. The stock didn't represent the whole portfolio. It was just a piece of the portfolio, but still, I don't ever want to see that. So I've discontinued that, and I think I've corrected that problem. And that's really the story when it comes to stock trading, is you find things that work, and if something doesn't, you discontinue it, and you're always refining. So that's all I really wanted to say about the stock market right now. Now let me move into some information on securities. I'm going to go to, bear with me one more second here, mouse. Okay, this is the Fleet Capital Management website, which you probably saw a long time ago. I don't know if you've been there lately. We've made a few changes. But if you haven't, let me just go over a couple of things, and I'm going to show you the new blog tab. There's a lot of information on the website. If you have somebody that wants to learn about our money management, they can click on anything and learn about what we do, risk management, the portfolio strategies that we have. This is important. This has been updated. Advisor registration, by law, I update this pretty much once a year or so, every year to 18 months. I need to update this again, even though there has been absolutely no changes. I have to keep that updated. Privacy notice, this is again by law. This really is never going to change. I can't imagine that we would change anything in our privacy. We don't share information with anyone except for the stocks that we trade. And of course, the custodian. There's a little contact tab if somebody wants to reach me. Best way to get me is just email me. My books, but what I want to talk to you about is the way I communicate to you. If you're watching this YouTube video, you know that this is about 5 or 6 months old. I'm trying to do one YouTube video a month on different topics, just as another way to keep you informed. But again, that just comes out about every month. So I have been sending some emails, and I do send some emails with some of my thoughts on the market. But the reality is, I'm always conscious that I don't want to clog your email. I hate when people clog my email. So I don't send out too many emails. But there are people, especially in the trading account, that would like to know my thoughts on the market and on trades throughout the entire day. So I've just created a blog, and the way to get there is just go to my website, fleetcapitalmanagement.com, click on this button, blog. It'll take you to this page. This is a very important disclaimer because there will be friends and family and associates and people just searching the web who may land on this page. And I am going to be talking about specific trades as I start using this blog more and more often. And right here, this is important, and you need to let people know this if you direct them here. If you're not a client of Fleet Capital Management, do not interpret any of this information as a recommendation to buy or sell securities. I also noted that there's really no fixed schedule as to when I'll post, but I will tell you if we collectively, you and I, decide that this blog format is something you really like, I'll probably post 2 or 3 times a day as things change. Anyway, this little message will always stay here. To get to the blog, just click this button, take me to the blog. And you'll be taken to this page, and it's called FCM Market Thoughts. Each post has its date and time that it was posted. These times, by the way, are my time. They're Pacific. So just, not that it's important, but always know this is Pacific time. And on each one of these days, if you see a blog post and you want to make a comment or ask a question, then you click on this button. I hate that it says no comments, but it just means there's no current comments. Down here, there is 1 comment. Down here, there is 3. But if you want to make a comment, you just click on this comment button and you start typing. And then once you're finished with your comment, you must click publish or it won't show up. So that's really important. Let me see if I can go back to that. So now you won't get an email if I do a blog post. You'll have to actually come into the blog to see if I've made a blog post. But this part has been set up by Google. I don't know a lot about Google Plus, but my guess is if you click to follow this blog, then every time I make a post, you will be notified. And I apologize, I'm not sure how you're notified because, again, I don't do Google Plus. But I do, for you Google users, I believe you can just follow the blog, and once again, you'll be notified if I make a blog post. That way, you don't always have to come to the website. I hope that makes sense. So in this comment section, you can make a comment, you can ask questions, we can talk about anything you want. It's public. Everyone can see it, so never put an account number in there. You really don't even have to put your name. I would suggest using first name and first initial of last name or something like that. I mean, I know who you are. So I want to try this for about a month, starting in the next few days, maybe tomorrow, maybe Monday, I'm not sure. I'm going to start using this more than I use email. I will still send out some emails that are longer commentary, but I want to start using this. And then about a month from now, maybe the end of July, mid-August, I'm going to send out an email to everybody saying, What do you think? Do you like the blog service? Is it not good? Is it not helpful? And you would rather me just email? You know, all of this stuff is for you, so I'll be contacting you. So that's the blog. Now, one other thing I want you to notice is we have a new tab called FCM Market Thoughts. That's what you're looking at here. But if you go back to the other tab, you're just back at my site, Fleet Capital Management site. So it opens in a separate tab. And then to reiterate real quick, you click on the comments, whether it says no comment or one comment, to make a comment or ask a question. Oh, one other thing. If you do make a comment or ask a question, I'm sent an immediate text letting me know that that has been done. So I will get back to you. If it calls for a response, I will get back to you as rapidly as I can. Okay? So let's close out of all of this. And I want to take you to the web portal because that is getting better and better and changing. But the web portal is the new web portal. We used to use one that was managed by Morningstar. Now I use one by Advizon, which I'm finding to be a great company, and they're really working hard to make this kind of the world-class web portal. And then I use it for, they do my billing. They're in Chicago. They do the firm's billing. They do the firm's reporting. They do a lot of stuff. But this is what you get to see. This is called client facing. When you go into Advizon and you click on my portal, and if you don't know how to get to your portal, shoot me an email. And I'll help you with that. But I think most people have been there. What you want to do is look at the tabs up the top. And these are just screenshots, so I can't adjust any of this. But the ones that are most important is Overview, Account, and Vault. Let me start with this. We're not using the Vault yet. We will be using it soon. What the Vault will be for is when I want to send out a report or send out a Bob Dole article or send out things like that, just like we used to do with the Morningstar web portal, it'll show up here and you will get a notification that I've placed a document in your Vault. You just click on it and you can read it. The reason I like this Vault idea instead of an email idea for everything else is everything is stored there. Nothing comes out of there. So let's say you're a real follower of Bob Dole's comments and you're curious, what did he say January 1st about this year? Because we're halfway through the year. Let's see if he was right or not. You can just go into your Vault and click on the January 1st or whatever, early January Bob Dole report. So everything will stay in there. I will also start putting performance reporting, probably on a monthly basis, in your Vault. Performance reporting obviously is secure, so you will only be able to see your reports and no one else's, obviously. So that's what the Vault is. Overview and my account. Overview is an overview of all of your accounts. You may have, like I used this and blocked it out. This person has a number of accounts, and all I did was redact personal information. But so the overview shows all of your accounts, and it shows, I don't use this, but it shows a little asset allocation wheel of your accounts. It shows beginning market value for the month and the quarter and the year, and then the period return for the month and the quarter and the year, and some gains and losses. So this is kind of interesting, but this is for the overall, all of your accounts, not any one specific account. This investment activity graph is pretty cool because what the orange line is representing is how much you have put in or taken out of your account. So let me open an annotation button, bear with me, and I just want to point out a couple of things here. So in this area, this person obviously added money to their account. Here, it was just, we opened it. All of them are going to look like they opened in August because that's when I started to switch to this technology. But this client added money to their account there, and that's how you can see if there was a big withdrawal, you would see the withdrawal come out. What you can't see because it's small, but you see that orange line on top. This particular client, as with a number of my clients, takes out money every month because they're retired and they live on that. This line is coming down a little bit because that's representing money taken out. So this orange line is you. You control this. I don't. The orange line is you putting money in or taking money out of your account. Make sense? The green wall or the green mountain, I control, meaning these are your investment returns. What you really want to see is you want to see your investment returns greater than the amount you've put in. That means we've made some money. I hate to say it again, but it's been a sideways market and we haven't made much money recently, and it's going to change. It always does. But what this will eventually look like when the market does adjust itself is it'll be a mountain and it'll go up and down, but we want to see the trend obviously going up. So hopefully that makes sense. So you control the orange line, I control the green with investment returns. Now, this page, remember, was for all of your accounts. You may have 5 accounts. They'll all be listed. This is just a general overview. Let me pull up another screen. Bear with me one more second here. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to bring in this page. Now, this page is showing you per account. And there's a drop down. See, we're now on the account tab. There's a drop down so that you can drop down and see all 5 or 6 of your accounts and choose the specific account that you would like to look at. Again, I've just blocked out personal information. And what will happen on this page is it'll show month to date, quarter to date, year to date, and since inception, which I'm putting as 8/1 of 2015. That's when I started using this technology. And it'll show you, you've got a little, the green is for this account that I've blacked out. The blue, dark blue, is the S&P 500. The light blue is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So it shows how you're doing relative to the others. It also shows you unrealized gains or losses. So these are investments that you own on the minute that you have pulled this up. And this gets updated once a day. This is not live. This is once a day. So on this particular day, I don't know what the day was, this person owned the Russell 2000, owned a commodity index, and this is a NASDAQ index, and so on. And it'll show you your cost, how much you put into the investment. Like this one in the Russell 2000, this client put in $191,000 into the investment, and then on this day it was worth $196,000. Here's your unrealized, and I stress that for a minute, and I'll come back to it. We had made $13,000 here, and in a percentage terms, it meant 2.11%. I stress this. I think most of you know this, but unrealized means that these are live trades. You've purchased them. You have not sold them. So they're live. You're still participating in them. Once you sell an investment, it goes to realized. And just so you know, because those are really important terms, and you can switch over to realized gain loss, but this is unrealized. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And then there was one other on the web portal that I wanted to show you. Oh, there's always, there's this About button, and I don't know that you'll ever need this, but if you click on the About button, it will give you all of my contact information. Okay, that's all that's in there. Profile, you can click on and play with, and I believe you can adjust that. If not, I'll double check, but that's just a way that you can update names and addresses and things like that. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to go to, so we've looked at the blog, we've looked at the web portal, and then the third piece of technology is the most important piece, and that is what you get from TD Ameritrade Institutional. This is the advisor client website, and I printed about 20 pages just to point out a few things. Where I got those pages from, by the way, is here. On your screen, you can always go to this, click Learn More, and there's about a 5 or 6 minute video, and the screenshots that I'm going to show you, I just took from that video. So I'm going to point out a few things that I think are important, but you can always click on this video. I think it'll probably stay there for quite a bit of time. So on this particular page, I want to point out a couple of things. This box up here, and you know what? Maybe I should do this. Okay. This box here is a drop down, and it will hold all of your different accounts. So if you wanted to see test brokerage account number 2, which is your IRA, just click on it and you can pull up any account you want, okay? That's important. The next thing is these are the 3 main tabs right here. In the account tab, there are subsections: my account overview, balances and positions. You can create a watch list, tax documents, history and statements are all in here, which I'm going to show you a little bit more. Don't worry about dividend reinvestment plan. We're not using that right now. So under my account, you can then click to drill down further into lots of different areas that you can kind of customize your page. This particular page for this client is showing their positions. Current positions only will show up here. These are our symbols for stocks that this test client owned, and what percentage of your portfolio it represents. And then for balances, see how you're under combined view? This test account probably has 2 or 3 accounts, and the combined value is 47,000, and they're up 3,000 or 14.6%. So just like the web portal, be very conscious whether you're looking at a combined view or an account-specific view, okay? That's really important. And then it's got market snapshot, and there's a lot of stuff, and then it'll list the different accounts below. So this is kind of the main page, and we're looking at the My Account. So let me get rid of that, and we'll continue to move on. Let's see here. Okay, in the research, and let me clear my drawings. In the research tab here, again, you're going to see your accounts. You're going to see combined accounts, which is everything together, or a separate tab for each one of your accounts. And this is the My Account overview. Actually, it's still in the My Account, but I just wanted to point out that you do have your different accounts here, and you can title these. I'll show you how to do that any way you want. But you also have the drop down, which will do the same thing. So you can either click on the tab or you can use that drop down menu. See what we have here. Client Services tab. It looks like I'm going to come back to the Research tab. Client Services tab, they have a message center. This is really cool. This is between you and your custodian. So it's between you and TD Ameritrade. And they will send you messages, and what it'll look like is this. So let me get my little drawing tool again. If you have a message, so you don't have to search for messages, you'll see that you have a message right up there. And then what you do is you just click on the message center, and they'll give you updates. You can actually message back to them if you need to. If there's an announcement, it'll be in here, like if they make an adjustment to the technology. But this Client Services is really between you and TD Ameritrade. This is not between you and me. Contact us. It'll have TD Ameritrade's contact information. If you go to, let me move something here. If you go here, where it says advisor, you'll see my name and a drop down. If you click on the drop down, it has all of my information: fax, email, mailing address, everything you need. So just, again, these are the 3 main tabs. Do notice the message center, and we'll go from there, okay? So let me clear this. And I'm going to delete that and move up. Okay, let me see what I wanted to show you. Oh, here we're back at the My Account, which this is the one you're going to use most of the time anyway. And remember that in the drop-down box, you want to know what you're looking at. Are you looking at one account or combined accounts? But right here you can see you're looking at combined accounts. That's how I know, or you know, that you're looking at combined accounts. It would have a specific account number if you weren't. And then below that, you've got, well, this is just cash. This is showing how's the cash in your account. This is showing the current positions in your account. And by default, it'll show you the symbol and the quantity and the last and the change. Well, this stuff might not be interesting to you. So then you can go to custom views, and you can change the view and choose what it is, what information you want to see. It separates information by style of investment. Here's stocks, options, mutual funds. And then there are also plus and minus bars, so you can expand or contract different things. So this is pretty cool. You can decide what you want to see, and go from there. Okay, let's move on. I hope this is helping. We'll get through these slides pretty quick. Also in the client services, there's a My Profile section. Let me go here. So there's a My Profile section, and what you can do is you've got account information, and let's say the description. Remember I showed you the little tabs that show the names of all of your accounts. Let's say you want to change it to custodial or Bruce's IRA or Bruce's 401k or whatever it is you want to call it. You can click this edit button and you have control over the account description. It doesn't change anything on my end. This is just your end. Now, these parameters, if it doesn't have an edit button, then you're not allowed to touch it. You can't make any changes. That's all that means. So you can change it to wife's account, husband's account, kid's account, change it to whatever you want to call it to make it easy for you. It doesn't affect my view. And then personal information, which is really your address and your phone number, you have the ability to change that. If you move, if you get a different phone number, you can make those adjustments. So anytime you see an edit button, you are allowed. We've given you permission to make those changes, and it won't affect what I'm seeing on my end. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Let's see, history and statements. This is really cool. Most of you have signed up for electronic confirmations and statements. Hopefully all of you have. If you'd like to get paper, that's fine too. But when you go into the histories and statements section, what I want you to notice is you have all three. You have transactions, statements, and confirmations in there. And there's a lot of ways to search and look up. You can look it up by type. I only want to see trades. I only want to see checks. I only want to see deposits and withdrawals. You can choose. You can also do it by stock. If there's a stock that we've traded a few times, you can put in that symbol. You can choose how long you want to see it. These are standard. I want to see what happened for 1 day, 7 days, 14 days, 60 days, or I use this all the time. You can put in a custom date range that you want to search for, and you can view it, or you can even download it. And then your results will be down on the bottom, and it'll show you what date range you chose, and it'll show you information about it. So this is a page that I use pretty much every day. And it's really cool. There's a lot of things in here. If you wanted to go see your statement from last December, or your accountant wanted to see your statement from last December, you don't have to save this stuff in a book anymore. Just click on statements and go through it. If you or your accountant want to see confirmations of trades, just click on it, search for whatever you're looking for, and it's right there. So I hope you utilize this. You don't need to print stuff from here. It doesn't go away. It's always here, and it saves a lot of paper, and it's very, very efficient. So I hope you like and use that. Let's see what I want to tell you on this one. This is just, it looks like it's showing the message center again. The messages will be down here. You have to click on it. Like this one has not been read. It has a closed envelope on it, and it's emboldened. So that just means you haven't read that message. And it'll stay there, I think, for a long time. They probably keep them in there for about a year. But that's what this statement or history and statements means. This is also, I showed you how you can edit your name. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to show you in this. No, I don't think so. I may have just printed it twice. So let me get out of that. This is how you can change your mailing address. I've already spoken about that. Client services. Oh, this is interesting. Under user ID settings, you do have a number of edit fields. So let me tell you what this is. If you are on this screen or on your computer for a fair amount of time, and right now the website will time out in 55 minutes. meaning if you don't do anything in 55 minutes, you'll be knocked out of the site and you'll have to re-log in again. That drives some people, including me, crazy. So just click the edit button. I have mine on 8 hours. So I just click 8 hours. So when I open the site, it's going to stay there until I want to close it down. Exchange agreements, you probably don't ever need. What you should be seeing is signed, signed, and signed. It's pretty critical that these are signed or you won't get current information on stocks and securities. It's really easy. I'm showing your status as non-professional. You just click on the edit button and it'll show you how to sign. I think I already have this signed for everyone, but if you see something not signed, you need to go in and make that adjustment. The reason you are not professional is because my status is professional and we have to pay very, very large fees monthly to the different exchanges that we want to see data on. You can change your security questions. You can change your password. These are all things that you can do that don't affect TD Ameritrade or my view on my system for you. The other thing that, two other things that are really cool on here is the accounts that you are able to see. It will list, here's accounts associated with my user ID. It'll list what you are seeing. You can edit this. You can delete an account. Let's say you're no longer using this Roth IRA and just it's clutter. You can click edit and you'll be able to delete that account. Also, if you want to add an account, because lots of times people add an account for different trading or a child or for whatever reason, there's a million reasons, you can add an account that you can see. Now, let me be clear. You can't really open it, but once the account is opened, you can add it to view it. So if you've got another account in your family that you would like to be able to see using this technology, you click that and you'll see something on the bottom that says add an account. This is really handy, and feel free to use this. The other thing that's pretty cool is I have most of you set up for electronic. For this, these are separate accounts, but this is statements electronic, trade confirms electronic. That's how I sure like to do it. Again, saves trees. I've got everything here. It's not going to go away. It's never going to be lost. So that's the way I like to do it, but you can edit it. If you can do this yourself. If there's an account, this test brokerage that you really want to get in paper format for some strange reason, click on that and switch to paper format. If you are getting paper and you would like to get electronic, which is what I strongly recommend, then you can click right here and you can get electronic statements. So again, always look for those little edit buttons. Those are really important. Continuing on, we'll get through these pretty quick. Let's see what I want to show you here. Oh, this was just showing the same thing. This is a box I had put around where you can add or delete accounts. That's a really, really, really handy feature. And what did I want to show you here? Same thing. This is just, this arrow didn't come out that I created where you can add or delete accounts. You can't open or close. You can just add or delete your view. So that's important. And this was that electronic statements. I already went over that. Looks like I'm talking faster than I'm showing. Almost done. My profile. Oh, this is what it looks like if you want to remove an account. Let's say you're no longer using that test Roth IRA. You click remove and then click save, and it will no longer appear. It'll also no longer be included. Remember, there was a view of combined accounts. It'll just be completely disregarded. You won't see it. You're removing it, does nothing to my view, and it does nothing to TD's view. So again, this is just for you. It's just for how you are seeing your site. Let's see if there's anything else. Looks like just a couple more. This is cool. And I have found through talking to a lot of you that a lot of you aren't using this. Here's the screen we've been looking at on the left side, but then you have something called My Doc. Let me get my little annotation tool. And there is a little button there with an arrow. That's how you click to open this doc, and then you can, there's another one that looks just like it to close the doc. It's a place where you can populate different items, and the items that are available are within here in this menu. Just click on that menu. There will be a drop down, and there will be one that says account balance, and one that says shortcuts, and one that says my notes. You can actually keep notes in here. One that says indices, and there's a few others. And all you do is you drag them and drop them, and then they're in your doc. And it's totally customizable. It's a very cool feature, and I would encourage you to play with it. What these green buttons and arrows mean is that there's multiple pages. So you may not be able to see everything depending on how much you put in. You just click on the different pages, and that will take you to all the pages that you've done. Okay? Very cool. Not enough people are using the doc, and again, I use it, and I find it very helpful. Looks like this is the last one. Oh, this is also in that doc. So it looks like when you click here, this is what I want to show you. Here's the different modules. The ones that are grayed out are already over here, like indices is already over. But if you want a watch list, you just click on this and drag it over. And that's what it says here. Just click and drag, and that will, let me do this real quick. Notice this on your page. Drag modules to display in the column. And you can move them around. And then there's also, for each module, there's a little settings button, so you can make changes within those. And whenever you see a question mark, these are really neat, the TD does. This will give you a really, if you click on that, it'll give you a really cool explanation of how they calculated, and they are your custodian, but how they calculated. Does that make sense? So I'll clear, mouse, close, back, trash, and what else? And then we're back to the beginning. So I hope that was helpful. Again, what we talked about is the blog. That's the newest thing. I'm going to start using that. Don't forget to sign up to follow the blog if you would like to be alerted when I make a blog comment. Don't forget that you can always add comments or questions here, and I'm notified the second you hit publish, so I'll get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. I am going to start blogging multiple times a day. I'll also, like I said, I will continue sending some emails out. And then in about a month or two, we're going to all touch base, and I'm going to try to pick your brain to find out what format you like. These are just ways to communicate with you, and if no one's using it, it's a waste of my time. So my point is, I want to use the most effective way of communication. So we're going to have monthly, sometime during the month, each month I'm going to do a YouTube video like this one. You always get your monthly statements. About every 3 or 4 months, I'd like us to do a face-to-face review. If I haven't contacted you and you're in the mood to get a review done, just shoot me an email. We'll schedule it immediately, and then the blog and everything else. So, and also on the web portal, don't forget, I'm going to start, and you'll get a notification, I'm going to start putting your Bob Dole comments and quarterly reports and monthly reports, performance reports. So this is the way we correspond and use technology. I hope this was helpful to you, and I hope that you enjoyed the presentation. Call me or email me if you have any questions, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.